4 years ago, Tyler begged and begged and begged for a squishy, and finally we got her this one, and she loved it and was so excited. And then, I think a day after she got it, Sam ripped its head off.
Uh-oh.
Sam was really little, and little kids, I think that since they're squishy, they can stretch too, but that is not the case, and Ty was so sad.
But then I turned it into a zombie.
Yep, it took some convincing, but eventually she decided that the zombie was a really good idea, and we didn't have any experience or guidance, but we did have markers and paint, and Ty just did it, and it looked so cute. It turned out so adorable.
Oh no!
It's okay.
Put it back on.
See, all better. Here I am doing some testing. The girls got some squishies and some fabric paint for Christmas. The squishy that I'm painting has some tulip slick paint on the top half, and the bottom half it doesn't. And I was testing to see what the two different kinds of fabric paint did on top of the slick paint versus not slick paint. The one on the right is the DIY paint that came with some of the squishies. And then the one on the left is the tulip soft matte paint, which covered way better. I think the DIY paint is intended to be puffy paint, so it's not as pigmented. So here I am attempting to assemble a squishy from other squishies. So I took one of the weird lumpy ones and made some feet out of it. And then we've got two different sizes of buns, and I'm making a head and a body. It's going to be a tortoise. It's going to be Terry the tortoise. Here I'm trying to make a mouth.
I did not succeed.
Oh, there's Sam's hand show while I was going to get the pins. I pinned the feet on. We don't have any fabric glue, so I just used the slick paint, which is also puffy paint, to stick those on there. It works really, really well to sort of seal everything together. We're big fans of Moriah Elizabeth's channel, and so we sort of use the same stuff that she uses in her videos when she's doing squishy makeovers. So she always uses the slick paint to sort of fill in and smooth things out, and she uses the tulip soft matte also. Here we are painting. So what are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing a cat burger.
Ty?
I'm doing a mushroom, and then eventually I do originally a bun, but it had a bite in it, and then I turned it into like a strawberry mochi ice cream.
I kind of want to work on mine more.
You want to work on yours more?
Yeah.
The never-ending project. I'm painting Terry with all the greens. So what do you like about Moriah Elizabeth?
She's just really fun.
And funny.
And kind of all over the place.
She's a good one to watch when everything's crazy because she's funny and she's fun and she's a good painter. She's really good at pacing. Her videos are always consistent. They're always quick and fun. Okay, so what was your favorite thing about painting on squishies?
I like that when it was dry, you can smoosh it. It's really fun to use.
Squishies are fun to play with, huh?
Yeah, and you can make it your own squishy. You can make it whatever you want.
Yeah, you can customize it. That's what Moriah Elizabeth does. She does a lot of videos where she will take different squishies and kind of assemble a new squishy, and she'll repaint them into entirely new characters. She's really good at character design. But we learned from her channel to use fabric paint on the squishies because it is really flexible. If you use acrylics, then it'll crack.
Like,
yeah.
But like the fabric paint will kind of squish with the squishy.
Yep, it squishes and stretches.
it goes like, and the acrylic will go like.
Yep. It takes a little bit. I mean, you can squish it a couple times and the acrylic's okay, but eventually over time it'll crack and kind of come off. So we're almost finished painting them.
And there's my little powdered sugar thing.
Ty put powdered sugar on her mochi. This was a little owl squishy. It was one that the girls hadn't chosen to paint, and they said that I could. And I was considering it, and I looked at it. It was really cute. But then I flipped it over, and I stuck a little bun on top. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's Baymax. which I would love to do, but it's basically done. Basically glue that on there and draw the black and you're good. And then I thought, wouldn't it be awesome, instead of a marshmallow robot that's squishy, if I did like a metal robot and then you could squish it. Like tried to make something that looked like it was solid and metal, but it was squishable. And thus Buttercup the robot unicorn was born. So here I painted lines, the blue lines on it to sort of lay out how I wanted all the joints to go. And then I based everything with a mixture of black, white, and purple to sort of get different shades and start working on coming up with ways to make it look shiny and metallic from the beginning. It was a process, but I was having so much fun painting. It's funny because for the new year, I was trying to come up with an idea for a project that would be introspective or retrospective.
What does that mean?
So introspective would be kind of looking inside yourself at what you learned or how you're feeling, and retrospective is looking back at the year and thinking about the past. But I decided that instead we would start off doing something that was just silly and fun. And I think we really, really succeeded.
It was painting squishies, right?
Yeah, squishies are super fun. They're just so silly. And just when you squish them, they look so dumb.
Yeah.
And they kind of come back to life. It's just so funny.
And all of the designs are so simple.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really get a lot of detail in a hunk of foam.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh, yeah, you mean the sculpts when you buy them? Yeah. What's really funny is that cat that Sam beheaded 4 years ago that Tyler had, one of the squishies that they came in one of the kits for Christmas was that exact sculpt. It doesn't have any of the face details or anything on it, but it's that exact sculpt. So we'll have to come up with something really interesting to do with that kitty to go with the old, the old zombie kitty. So making my robot have glowing eyes. This is sort of an homage to Daddy's robot mask, his Halloween 3D printed mask. So I used the tulip paint to do all of the initial painting, and then I used some metallic Sharpies to add some metallic parts because we didn't have any metallic fabric paint. And then this is using the way more translucent puffy paint. It's so translucent. Oh my gosh. So I thought I could use it to do sort of some glow around the eyes and also do shadows. So this is using it to do the glow. But I mean, can you believe how translucent that is?
Whoa.
It's practically like I'm not even putting anything on. But I think it's because it's made to be puffy paint. So you're supposed to be putting like giant blobs of it. So you don't have to have as much color. But this is me using it for the shadows. And oh my gosh, it works so well for the shadows. Look at that. I didn't even have to try to blend it or add water, which is what I would usually do to thin it out. Adding water to the paint for the squishies didn't really work as well as it does on other things.
Surfaces?
Other surfaces, exactly. That is exactly right.
Yeah.
When I added water, it just kind of made it bead up because the foam doesn't want to take the paint as well. Moriah Elizabeth, if it's a painted squishy, she always sands it to give the foam some tooth, make it so that the paint will stick better. Especially if you're going to be squishing it a lot, you've got to sand it to make it so that...
The paint will stick?
Yeah, so the paint will stick forever. What do you think of Buttercup, the robot unicorn?
It's cool.
Sam, what do you think of Buttercup?
It's awesome. Woo!
There's Sam's cat burger, all finished.
Look how yummy he looks.
She looks
It's a she.
really yummy. In fact, I'm hungry looking at her.
Me too.
Maybe it's dinner time. Her face turned out so good, kiddo. And her little everything. I love how her ears come back. She looks so funny when she squishes. Here's Terry. I painted his face like 6 times. I kept kind of moving it around. I tried to put it further on the top of his head because it showed better, but then it looked like it was on top of his head. The angle that the head bun got glued on ended up making life difficult. Squish! But even though he's all glued together, since I used the slick paint, he squishes really well. Here's Ty's. Her
And a little mushroom and a little mochi.
Yeah,
They're really simple. I like them.
I like them too. I like the detail underneath the mushroom cap. Which
Little gill thingies.
Yep. I love how the mushroom looks like it's growing. That's what mushrooms look like when they grow.
They just go like...
Yeah. There's Buttercup. I love the shadows. The shadows totally make it. I don't think she was nearly as cool looking until the shadows went on. Yeah?
Yeah.
Shadows always make such a difference.
Beep.
Squish.
Beep. Boop. Bop. Beep.
Yep.
Boop.
She's metal. No, she's not. Squish.
Hello.